Okay, como estas? Moshi moshi. Let's see. So Varus replay. You have to bear with me. This VOD review video thing kind of sucks for Metafy, but I can't download the video. So we're playing Varus, Lulu into Kaiser Renata. You have the cleanse, which is good, and then the mid lane is 2 roaming ADCs. So let's see. Let's see where we get. What runes does Lulu have? I think it's Summon Airy. There we go. Summon Airy. So if you guys get in like all-ins instead of short trades, then the Kaiser Renata has slight advantage, but we'll see how it goes. Oh man, like I want to speed it up. Okay, let's go. So the E to start things off, auto her once, pull the minions, and then whenever you're pulling the minions, don't move back forward until they've de-aggroed, so you didn't go all the way into the bush. So now you're just taking damage for nothing. So let me actually slow it down. We don't have to go this fast. So auto, pulling, and then you need to go all the way into the bush because these minions are hitting you. The 3 melee minions and then the 2. So then you go from, I can't see the amount of HP because this dumb overlay. But as you can see, the minions are hitting you, and then you're not exactly winning this trade. You need to be hitting the wave so that you and Lulu are winning the lane, because they have the minion advantage, and you're trading your HP for Renata's. Renata has 2 health potions. It's just not worth for us right now. It'd be much better to be winning the lane. Winning the wave so that we win the lane. And this is the price you pay. So this is like overcommitting to hit the champions, and then the exact sequence that's going to play out every single time. With Varus, you're weaker like levels 1 to 3, but you have the advantage of your range, and then these basic abilities that can hit the wave as well as the enemy champions. But you use the E on them level 1, and then you use your auto attacks on mostly them level 1 instead of like auto on minion, auto on minion, auto on them, pulling, and then auto on minion, auto on minion. So instead, the sequence is like auto on minions, and then auto on them, and then so auto on minion, auto on them, pulling, and now there's no autos on the minions right here. 1, 2, and then 1, but they've already dealt with the wave by that point. So it's like just moving into them, choosing them over the wave. Like that's where it all goes wrong. And then once you take those losing trades, you're on the back foot for the entirety of this turn of the lane until you get a recall off. Because even if you don't die, even if you survive, like it's just not the position that the lane should be in. The enemy has the advantage right off the bat. So the way that you're going to correct that is through playing for having the wave like more even level 1. So how would we do that right here? We E them, that's okay. And then we auto, and then you auto the minion again. You don't auto the Renata there because she has the shield. So that's 1 auto down. And then you can't be pressing into them for the autos as well, because you keep opting into the losing trades, and then you give up hitting the wave as well. So it's not that you can't hit them level 1, it's that you can't hit them in that way. Or you might only get 1 auto attack on the enemy level 1, or at least on the first wave. Because it might be up just to Lulu to auto attack them level 1. But that's how we lose it right off the bat. And then that puts us on the back foot. The Lulu dies, and the lane's in a worse spot. Doke. And then once you crash this wave, it would be an opportunity for you to get a recall off, because the enemy's lower right here. It's not about killing them right here from your position. You've gotten away with like being able to crash the wave. You can try to stay, but then that creates some variance. Since they're weaker, it's much harder for them to farm this wave and then crash the next wave before you get back to lane. And even if they do, it's kind of okay for you, because then you even out with like how much gold they have and then how much gold you have. So then you could play to have the lane go even for the next turn, and then on level 6 when you get a recall off, and then return to lane level 5, and then on the level 6 you could play for an all-in there. But this creates a whole lot more variance if you stay and then play to kill them. Even though the jungler's topside, like Lulu Varus just simply doesn't have the insta-kill right here. So a recall would make things way more consistent. And what you're going to get on this turn, whether it be a turret plate or like a little bit of CS, like it's going to be hard to get a big win off that. So we get the turret plate, crash a wave, and then recall. So now we're coming back with the Vamp Scepter Longsword. And then Kai'Sa has a pickaxe, longsword, longsword. So even though we got our recall off, it's like Kai'Sa comes back with a pickaxe, longsword. Where you overstay, you get an extra wave, you get a turret plate, and then that converts into a dagger. Kai'Sa pickaxe, longsword, longsword is beating Vamp Scepter, longsword, dagger. And where they have like the advantage still, I would say, then it's more in their favor. Versus, say, if Kai'Sa has pickaxe, longsword, and then you have Vamp Scepter, longsword, I would say that's more even than pickaxe, longsword, longsword, and then refillable potion as well. Okie doke, so we're receiving the wave. And then Twitch comes for a gank. No problem. WQ, nice. And then shitting on the wave is fine here. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is bullshit. Right, so you killed Kai'Sa. That's the win. That's the win. This is half bullshit, and you have to entertain it as that. So you have to uphold what your lane is. You completely give away your lane for whatever this is immediately, without a second thought. You auto the minion, and then you're immediately going to this. Play for yourself, not for whatever this is. This fight's going to last a good amount of time. But you killed the Kai'Sa, and you have the opportunity to crash the wave and recall. So let what this is happen for like another 2 autos, and then make the judgment call to go for it, you know? But you immediately dedicate yourself, and then you move past like what would be a safe position, regardless of like seeing the Twitch. Because if you're just here hitting the minions, they're being pulled into you. But now you move yourself, you've spent yourself, and that's going to be a losing move on ADC. So uphold the lane position, let this happen, and then if it happens, it gets pulled into you. You're in a safe position. If it doesn't happen, then you've crashed the wave, and then that's just a neutral positive for us. It's close, but it's not enough. But the mistake is dedicating yourself to the play right off the bat. And now the wave's in a worse position. Life sucks. And then this too, it's like, I think it's a result of the initial play. It's like you have to receive the wave, but like if the wave is crashed, then things like this don't happen. You can play it better and all that, but like that's the first step that makes all that happen. Oh, so our lane is screwed. Our lane is losing. No fun. Okay, so keep pulling here. Unless you're going to kill them with the one-shot here, you have to keep pulling. We have the Akshan, we have the Evelyn, so keep moving up here, and then see how far the enemy will come, and then turn with the ulti. Because that's a full HP Twitch that we don't have the time to ulti onto. Because Evelyn's right here, she doesn't have the distance. and then you're right here, you're in a 1v3, you know? If you stay right here, move up, keep pulling them into you, you pull them into Evelyn, you pull them into the Akshan, and then you're like right here. Let's say you're right here, the enemies are right here, and then you ulti, much better. I mean, all things considered, rough and rowdy game. We got the shield bow. We can still win, as is Varus. Twitch, get a life, man. Don't use the Q like that. All right, so let's slow this down. Twitch opens up, and then all you have to do is keep moving back. You're out of range once you're past like this line. You don't want to spin the Q, so that you have the Q built up if he's gonna like flash in or like follow you guys. Auto, WQ Kais is dead, you know? Don't spin the Q as like glancing damage. Like keep moving, pull the enemy in, turn with autos, and then use the Q to pop the W. So that you maximize all the damage you can have. Okie doke. And then you take Gromp. The Twitch had already ulted, so you're good to stay and then shove out this wave. The Kaisa also shows mid. Don't follow this shit. Play for your lane. The same way you followed the Lulu immediately, play for your own lane here. You already had one play. Don't do one play into farm, into another play. Do a play into farm the bot wave, into a reset, into a play. Because then, after the reset, you've spent your gold, and then you're back onto the map with more items. Much easier to win the fight then. It's too easy for the enemy to simply, you know, back out. With Varus ulti, it's about catching the enemy whenever they're holding their ground. With something like that, the Renata and Twitch, they're trying to get the Scuttle Crab and then like leave. So now, not only have they got the Scuttle Crab, but they got your time. And your time is the wave. And your time is the reset. And your time is getting back onto the map. You know? So this little shit like adds up. Okay, WQ, no problem. Wah! Okay, so we get ulted. And then auto, and then WQ, fully charge it. Even though you're exhausted, you got nothing better to do. Half charged is like way less damage. Auto E, and now we have to get through the over. And, okay, works out. See, once we get that shield bow on Varus, a whole lot of mistakes are corrected. We love that. Alrighty, Ninja Tabby into Wit's End. The Twitch, even though he's going AP, a lot of his damage is going to be true damage. So, I think against their team comp, you could go BT second if you wanted to. So you can go shield bow into BT. And then after the BT, we could go IE. Because we have attack speed from Lulu, and given the enemy champions, we don't need a lot of attack speed. We need to hit hard when we're hitting them, and then also survive while we're doing it. So a BT plus IE, like, hey man, like that's what we're rocking with. And then you could get a Zeal item like afterwards. You could also go LDR if the Camille and Viego become an issue. But the Wit's End is pretty bad. Given that they don't have like that much actual magic damage. Man, you could even go BTGA if you wanted to, like make it real weird for the enemy. Say if the Lulu's not playing for you, like, so then you could be a very expensive piece for the enemy to attack. And it would also give you the confidence to like play further forward. Insta. Okay, so imagine every single one of these autos was a BF sword instead of the Hearthbound axe, you know? Takes a lot less. Nice. Okay. Where does this go wrong? So we kill? Oh. Right. So it's like if you're going to stay here, Aatrox is here, Akshon's there. So if your solo lanes are doing nothing, it gives the enemy the opportunity to respond with their solo lanes with no consequence. So you have to recall here. But good luck seeing that in the actual game. But that's the things to look for. It's like that where Aatrox is and then where Akshon is and then here's the lanes push. Like that gives you the information of like, should I stay? Can I take the turret? Like, because if the enemy solo lanes have nothing to lose by coming to this, then why wouldn't they? So there's the Camille, and then there's the Viego.
ACS가 우승했을 때 이렇기 때문에 ACS가 잘했어. 라는 근거를 내세울
All tabs immediately starts the YouTube video. That's a bad habit.
분야이기 때문에.
네. Oh shit. Dude, at this point, you should be resetting mid, I feel like. See, this is the... What is happening? Get rid of this shit. Bro. Why is it spamming this? Alright, so we're at 1640. Jesus Christ, come on. 1640. And then I'm wondering, why don't we reset mid? It's like you do an alt tab to watch a YouTube video, and then this is the downside. You don't watch how the map plays out as it's going. So then Akshon dies bot, and then you reset mid with Kai'Sa shoving mid. Like, or you reset bot with Kai'Sa shoving mid. You should definitely reset mid here, so that you're not continuing to be in a side lane going into the mid game. Because if you're in the side lane, you become Viego. Twitch, and Camille food. We don't want that. We want to be mid, and then have the Viego, Camille, and Twitch wondering how to kill you mid. They attack you mid once, it fails, your Aatrox and Evelynn flank them, rather than you moving up the side lane and then being attacked constantly. Fuck that. So the mid wave crashes, and then we're bot lane to receive the wave. Random bullshit. Twitch shows moving bot. And then Akshon resets mid, because where else would he go? Where else would he go, you know? That's the only place for him to farm. So then you'll find yourself just stuck mid. Or stuck bot lane. And then that puts you, I would say, just like in a worse position to play out the map. So then your team attacks, you're trying to follow up, and then bam, you know? Like... So I would prefer to be mid. The only thing to combat this, right, is like teams going forward, you AFK here, you F key on the Akshon, the Aatrox, and see what's happening. And then until you get it confirmed, where's Twitch, where's Camille, where's Kai'Sa, the targets that can kill you, and then you can go in. But it can't be this where you're center screened and then move the camera barely forward and then re-centered into death, you know? You have to see what's happening and get it confirmed. So step 1, be mid. And then step 2, like, get it confirmed. Confirmation of like where's the enemies that can kill you, like where's the crucial skill shots, something before you enter the fight. Into the alt tab and to farm the jungle. And you're just giving up mid for all of this. Go mid. Reset mid. You take red. Aatrox goes to the bot side. Like, take red and then claim mid. If Aatrox takes the wave, that sucks. But, like, you can't do top lane against Camille Viego. It's impossible. You have wit's end. It's not your issue. You want to be mid like no one's business on champions like Varus, Aphelios, etc. where they're less mobile. Oy, oy, oy. It's like I can outplay the Camille. That sucks. It's like that's not the issue here. It's like we put ourselves in an unattackable position mid lane. If the enemy tries to attack, they hard lose. They absolutely lose. Whereas playing into the side lane plays chances. You're spinning yourself to place chances too. But it works out, baby. Let's get the Baron. Let's rock and roll. Whitsend into the Rage Blade. We're pushing down. Farm the mid wave. And then you farm too many jungle camps here. So you push one wave mid. You can't exactly attack. And then you attack the Raptors. And then after the Raptors, you need to wait for the mid wave. So where your mid wave is, that's where the enemy's mid wave is going to be. So you want to crash that mid wave, and then personally, I would reset. You get a dagger, you wait for Evelynn to reset onto the map, and then we're back for the next mid wave after that. And then if you reset, you avoid any shenanigans fights because Evelynn's dead, Akshon's top, and the enemy is all alive. So we're not going to win a 2v3, or at least it's not a good position to fight from. So. And then farming these golems is less than just pushing out that mid wave and then getting that whole sequence to play out. And then imagine right here, like Twitch, boom, Lulu's over the wall, Aatrox has gone mid, you know? You avoid any of this bullshit by doing the sequence, push mid, reset. Oh. Okie doke. So we get ulted by Camille, and then ult onto Camille. WQ, finish him off. And then this is okay, you know? This is okay. But now it's like we're in a 2v3, 2v5, whatever. And then it doesn't end up working out. And then stuff like this, like, delays the game. It's, again, you're spinning yourself instead of putting yourself in a position to farm, waiting to receive an attack from the enemy, and then counter-punching. That's what Varus and Lulu does very well. And then in the meantime, it's up to Aatrox, Evelynn, and Akshon to punish the enemy's over position. But you are spinning yourself as the bait. And then if you're the one to die, you don't get to stay alive and continue farming. And then therefore like build up more farm over time rather than playing these fights out, seeing if they work, and then getting more gold immediately. It's not how like you want it to work out as ADC. So again, it's like stay mid, farm the jungle camps when you can. But then after the jungle camp, go back to mid. And then if there's nothing to attack, reset, wait for Evelynn to get onto the map. Once Evelynn's back on the map, you can push mid and then attack wherever Evelynn's attacking. You have a lot more attacks into the jungle, whatever, with the Akshon, Evelynn, and Aatrox. So let them do the attacking while you do the farming, and then follow up and punish the enemy when they attack your Evelynn, Aatrox, Akshon with your ulti. And if the enemy tries to attack you, you counterpunch with the ulti and Lulu ult. That's how we get a big dub, not slamming our champion into them. Because stuff like that, you get random kills, the game goes on, and then that's how the enemy can catch up. If it works out, it works out, but it's just not important to me. Okay. So then you start electing to build into Zonius. You have a Lulu, big man. You have a Lulu. Like, let's go BT. Oh, we can get BF sword here. Lulu doesn't have anti-heal. You do have 3 ignites, so we don't need it. Yeah, I see like BT here. I see BT. I see... I just don't see Zonias, that's for sure. With the Lulu, I don't see Zonias. Because with BT, it's like you continue hitting, and then die drain tanking rather than the immediate
이제
Zonias. And
맞아.
but I mean, the way you're playing though, if you're playing as the bait, you know, the Zonias does get a little bit of value. So to each their own. Alrighty, stay mid, big man. Stay mid. Evelyn does this. You try to follow up. You push the wave. Okay, and then you take the wolves, and then after the wolves, back to mid lane. This is Evelyn's Gromp. And then if we're mid lane, even if we can't hit the wave, you know, we bait the enemy into us. Evelyn then has an in. Akshan then has an in. But you never give the enemy the opportunity to attack you. That's what Varus is so good at. You like put yourself right past like a little danger point and you back up. And then the enemy keeps pushing into you and then you ult them. And then they flash on top of you, Lulu ults you. Something like that, you know? But you never give the enemy the opportunity. And that's how you can hard like outplay them on Varus. But you have to have the discipline of like, say the enemy's right here. You have to have the discipline of like playing on this line. They move in, you back up. They move in, you stand your ground, you ulti. Something like that, you win. Okay, enemy team gets wiped. We do Baron. We push. We have Zonias. We have a Ruby Crystal. Okay. It honestly doesn't matter with how fed we are. Ulti's too much. We're already winning, you know? This ulti kills Kai'Sa, and then what? You know? Do we get the turret because we killed Kai'Sa? We were going to get it anyways. You have to think of your ulti as like an objective. Like winning, and you use it to win an objective. But if we're already getting the turret and we're already getting the inhib, what was the point of the ulti? And now without the ulti, we're more easy to attack. Like, even though you can get it, you know, you don't have to do it right here. Wait till the Kai'Sa's like under her like Nexus turrets or something to do all this, you know? Okey-doke, so we keep on pushing. And then we get the 2 inhibs. I take the dragon. Keep pushing. Get the 3 inhibs, recall. We have a zeal. And then what are you farming for, man? Like, run down the... Oh, Evelyn's dead. My bad. We're waiting for Evelyn to respawn. Evelyn respawns. We're up the map. Waiting for everyone to group up. See, there you go. Like, this sort of ulti owns. They're attacking your Aatrox. You come from the side, ulti. Okay. And then DPSing. Personally, I would Zonias right there, like waiting for the cooldowns. Okay, Q, Zonias. Oh, we didn't get the Q off, huh? Oh, but if it works, it works. GG. Okay, so I think the main things that I have is like my main complaints. Step 1, win the wave. You avoid so many problems, and you don't have to like have the wave hard pushing. You just have to get the initial push on the wave. If you have the initial push on the wave, you can move past the wave and then zone the enemy. Lulu and Varus is very, very good at that, but you spent your E on them, and then you spent your distance and movement, which is auto attacks and time on the wave, on the enemy to attack them early. You can't do that. You don't have time. So play to get the initial... Play to initially win the minion wave, whatever that means for the lane. And then step 2, uphold a position and pull the enemy into it. So whatever lane you're farming, stay there. You don't have to move around the map a lot. It doesn't mean you can never move, but like whenever Lulu is fighting the Renata, and then she's here, and then you're here, and then you immediately move when you already killed the Kai'Sa and could crash the wave. That shit, like, is a very, very bad pattern. It's more consistent to be hitting the wave and then choose to react to what's happening with the Renata and the Lulu rather than you default, like, give up your entire lane for that, you know? So uphold your lane more. Uphold your position. Pull the enemy into you more. Make it come to you. Receive it. That's what I'm trying to say. Receive. Not take. Because you receive and then counterpunch. That's what Varus is about. You can take when you're the guy and you have all the resources and it's obvious. But as a general, like at least from the baseline to begin to play with, receive. And then get to mid lane faster, mid game. That's like, that will put you in good positions. I think the receive, to receive is your biggest thing though. Receive the enemy, receive the minion waves mid lane, receive the fights, pull the enemy into you. Because you're spinning yourself as the initial play, and that's not how it's done. If your team's not getting it done, it doesn't get done, and then you farm and things go even. That's ADC. You can't circumvent that. You can try, and things can go like randomly, but that's not how it's done. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. Overall, like mechanics and stuff like that, I think it's okay, but I think we can really get talking like once you play in that sort of way where you're pulling the enemy more. Because brute forcing into the enemy in the wrong way as Varus isn't interesting. It doesn't do anything. Building stuff like Zonias instead of like a BT and GA, it's just not how it's done. It's not interesting. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. Alrighty, peace.